1. Hello everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Where are you tuning in from? It's Thursday. It's beautiful. We're back at the office. We got beautiful light coming in. This is a good day. Of course, when we use our system here, it was perfect, and then all of a sudden I lost my little side panels, which allow me to see the different scenes, and then there we go. And then I can also see your comments. So while I try to get that back, what are you guys up to? How has your day been going? Are you guys having a good afternoon, evening, morning for the UK viewers? I know you're out there. So today is going to be a good topic. We're going to be talking about Googling yourself and the best ways to do that, and some surprising results that we found thanks to one of our viewers, and also why it's important for you to comment. Not just because I tell you to comment, not just because I tell you the magic happens in the comments. Like, you are actually going to be a believer today, because I'm going to show you why I love comments and why I tell you to comment, even if you're watching the replay, even if it's just to say hello. So stick around, be sure to share this out, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to look at your comments down here on the phone for right now, because oh, there we go. Can I get them? Yes. Okay, cool. I just got them back up. Awesome. We are rocking and rolling. Look, when you tune in live, you get this. You get to be put on. Yes, back in my own habitat, Vicky. You know it. You know. You saw my Facebook stories today too, so you know how excited I am. So I may fall asleep. Vicky has the dentist today. Well, she's in the UK, so she has the dentist today because it's after midnight there. I had the dentist today, Vicky, so better luck for you tomorrow or today. You get what I'm saying. Hey, Paula. Hey, everyone. East Coast. Yes, East Coast in the house. Excellent. I love that you guys are all jumping on. Cool. Let me pop this in the comments. This is our regular. For those who are new, I'm going to pin this comment real quick. This is a business talk show. We talk about business, tech, and the user experience. I have a consulting business at Troxel Creative, which is basically an ad agency, if you will. Like, it pretty much is everything you need for getting creative, figuring out what your business needs, kind of making those edits, those audits, things like that. And then I also have Check with Ed Monthly, which is a monthly subscription service that we have now available that allows you to have private tutorials for Facebook and WordPress, and then also be part of a private Facebook group that will allow you to have business and tech resources, allow you to also practice going live and ask for feedback, not just from me, but from that community, and then just find those resources, kind of like your starting point. So there's that info. You can always find out more by going to checkwithed.com, or if you just go to edtalktv.com, you'll see resources there as well. Speaking of edtalktv.com, that's where you can find out about the show, all the tools that I use, the programs, and training that I have available there. So there's that for you as well. Boom. Now we just got it over. Erica and Mickey, I'm so glad you guys are here, because we're going to be talking about you. Yes, we're going to be talking about you guys. So, hello, Lisa. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited that you guys are here. I'm so excited that we're back in our space and that things are working, and we are just moving and shaking today. I love it. So, let me ask you, before we dive into today's content, which is going to be about Googling yourself and why I tell you the magic happens in the comments, and I'm going to make you a believer of that. You guys are already doing it, but I know there's some of you guys out there. I see you, replay viewers. I see you. So we are going to make sure that you become a believer today. So we're going to talk about that. Believe that. I don't know. It feels like a preacher right there. So anyway, let's pop into random news real quick. So let me ask you, how many of you guys have, I love being able to see that you guys are throwing up the laughing face. That's hilarious. So how many of you guys have an iPhone? I know Android, I know, but what can I say? I'm an Apple guy. How many of you guys have an iPhone? Let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. Now, I will say, the reason I ask, because this is part of random news, is that when it comes to iPhone, we have, basically, I think it started with what? iPhone 3G, and then it went to iPhone 4G, and then it's gone through all of these, iPhone and then a number, right? Well, when it comes to the new updates, they have to always figure out, like, what are they going to call the next one? Hey, Whitney, Mickey's got the iPhone X. Watch out. Watch out. She's got that facial recognition. She's doing some of that Facebook stuff here. Look, everyone's okay, cool, perfect. Yes, Lisa's got one too. Awesome. Paula's got one. I love it. So I do too. I love it, obviously. So iPhone, of course, rumors always come out, and it's only what, March? And the new phone usually doesn't come out till September. But rumors are already out there. I have no insider info. I'm just telling you random news that I found. But rumors are saying that they have a new name for the iPhone. Does anybody have an idea? I'm going to let you think about that for a second. Does anybody have an idea? Even if you're watching the replay, no peeking in the comments. You can still share your info. Don't be shy. But let me know, what do you think that you would call the next iPhone? Or that they would call the next iPhone? Only because my 6 shattered, Mickey says. Yeah, I hear you, Mickey. I hear you. By the way, while you guys are coming up with that answer, let me tell you, I'm not an affiliate for these guys, but I do have a link I can share if you're interested. But you will see, I'm kind of cleaning off my nasty screen there. You will see here, there's a teeny little chip right there. And then it's a little chip here. But I have this tempered glass thing. It like basically protects so it breaks before your screen. Let me tell you that this has been on my phone. This is a 7 Plus, so I've had this for what, almost 2 years now? That's my screen. One little nick here and a little nick here. That's not actually on the phone. It's on that screen. That is the best screen that $8 can buy you. That's right. I said $8. Like, no joke. I used to put those screens on for customers from the store. You guys, how many of you have one of those screens on there? How much did you pay for that? How much did you pay for it? Because if you bought it at the store or a store, I guarantee you, you paid well over $15. I won't even say $10. I'll say $15 because I know that they're $34.95 in an Apple store. So I'm just saying, and this is an off-brand, but it is the best brand that I've had, let me tell you, because it was $8 and it's still good. So FYI. The iPhone, okay, should be, I have no idea. Okay, cool. The next number. So what if I told you, and this is rumors, again, I have no idea, no clue, OtterBox, but it doesn't have a screen. Oh yeah, the old I shouldn't say old OtterBoxes, some OtterBoxes, welcome to those joining, some OtterBoxes will not have the screen in there. Sometimes the OtterBoxes and the LifeProof cases, those are really bulky for me. They've gotten thinner, but then you can't use the headphone jack without having well, now we all have the dongle, but, having something extra there. I do, ordered it, good price. Nice, Whitney, awesome. She's talking about the screen protectors there, you guys. So here's the thing. When it comes to a new product launch, we're going to back up for a second before I tell you what the rumor is. So when it comes to a product launch, you guys probably know, right? How many of you guys have launched something? Even if you're watching the replay, how many of you launch something, whether it's a freebie for your email list, whether it's a online course, which you should check out stupideasy.com, or is it maybe a new service that you offer? Like, what have you launched something before, and have you had to think about a name for it, right? I mean, you have. I'm asking, but I'm telling you, you have. So you've had to come on there. Hey, Mindy, yep, still a few versions behind on iPhone. No worries, no worries. Hey, if it works, right? And as long as you got a decent camera, that's all that matters. Like this is like all in one for us, right? So again, before I tell you what the rumor is, just to back up, like think about it for you and your business. And if you don't have a business yet, but you're thinking about it, like this is a good review for you, is that anytime you're about to launch something, you have to think about a name. I mean, that's kind of like one of the first steps, right? Like you get the idea, but then you got to think about a name. And I don't know about you guys, but when I go through with names, oh, the list is long. I don't just go with the first one that comes to mind. I don't know. Do you guys go with the list option, or do you kind of think, I have 1 or 2 good names, maybe 3, I'm good? Like, what's your process? I'm curious. Even if you're watching the replay, do you continuously go through and fine tune those names, or are you kind of like, no, I'm good with maybe a handful or less, and we're done? Let me know. Got my cup back. Just water. If you're going live, you have to stay hydrated, you guys. That's just a given. Otherwise, it's going to be crazy. Also, here's another fun tip. See, this is why you guys tune in, because you just never know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get value. You know that you're going to get your money's worth and beyond, right? You know, because that free 99 is well above asking price. I don't know. I kind of lost it there, but there you go. When you go live, I will say there is a difference. There is a huge difference, at least for me, from going live standing like I am right now versus sitting, which we've seen if you've been watching the previous episodes for the last 3 weeks, pretty much. I've been sitting because I wasn't in my normal location, right? So I was sitting down. I didn't have my desk, my standing desk. I didn't have everything set up. So I had to sit. There is a huge difference you probably can tell from this episode. I mean, I'm excited to see you guys, of course, and I'm excited about this light and being in my spot, but it's also being able to stand. It's a huge difference for me. Yep, so Mickey says, yeah, launched an online course and had to think of a name for it. Yeah, and Mickey, did you go with the first name that came to mind, or did you, kind of let it marinate for a little bit? I don't know. I like the word marinate. Sounds better. I usually go with the first name I come up with, or sometimes I get others' input. Lisa, nice. Okay, I like that. Because sometimes, you guys, sometimes that first name may be the winner. You may not know it at the beginning. Like, you might still go through that list and be like, okay, maybe there's other names. But when you come back to it, you're like, oh, that name's been there all along. Like, that was the name. So it works. Either way, whatever your process is. Why does this tie in? Because the rumor is that iPhone, the new iPhone, which who knows when it's coming out. I have no insider information. I'm just telling you what the rumors are on social media, is that the next iPhone could be called, dun, 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 dun. I was going to do a table tap, but I didn't want to mess up the camera and stuff. That's not good. Is iPhone. What do you guys think about that? What would you say if the next iPhone was just called iPhone? What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It will be very interesting if you were to ask me. I mean, I know you're probably asking me. But Mickey says, what? What? Yeah. Mindy says, LOL. Yeah. Right? I know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Because here's the thing, you guys. Okay. Because you can keep climbing, right? I mean, we're on iPhone 10, and then you go to iPhone 11, 12. I mean, you can keep going up with the numbers, right? But at what point, and again, I have no idea. I'm just kind of rolling with this one. But I'm thinking, okay, if I was in the marketing and advertising area, and Vicky says boring. I'm just going to roll with this for a second, so bear with me. Maybe, just maybe, the reasoning, if that were to be true, again, this is just a rumor, if that were to be true, maybe it's because they really want it to just, pop. Not saying that it does pop with just iPhone. I mean, it's kind of, when I first hear that, I'm like, did we run out of good ideas? What happened here? Again, I'm not knocking it yet, because who knows? You got to know the story behind it, right? That's where it counts right there. Is it may be boring to hear right off the bat, but of course, we can always be somebody could win us over with the story, because that's what sells, right? Let me look at the comments real quick. When you have an audience, I guess it doesn't matter what you name it. I was going to say, I guess it doesn't matter what your name is. But yes, exactly, Mindy. That is true. That is very true. There's that, let's see, overpaid VP of marketing at Apple. You guys are hilarious. Yeah. Well, I mean, when any company, because I love Apple, I love you guys. we're good. I love you. Again, this is a talk show. It's conversations worth having, which is why we're having this. They went through 3 versions in less than 2 years, so I know. That's because you guys, they don't have me. They just don't have me. You guys are lucky. You got me. You got me. But they don't have me yet. So anyway, when I'm going to name my next course Mickey's Second. Yes! Do you guys see, when you guys can get me to laugh like that, that is gold. Like A plus right there. That is what I'm talking about right there. So, okay, let's just say, benefit of the doubt, right? Let's just say the rumor is true later. It is just called iPhone. Now, we look at that and we're like, okay, somebody got paid a ton of money to just be like, iPhone, and then call it a day, right? And we're all like, what? But that might be something more, right? There might be a better story that ties into that, and that's what I would be looking for. Of course, I'm not saying that that's the done deal. I would want to be like, can we brainstorm a little bit more? Can we just dive a little deeper? Like, I'd be looking at, what do our users call it? What are they referring to it as? I'm giving you guys so much goods on this show. It's like, it's really crazy. I just love that you guys show up and you tune in, because you just never know what you're going to get. So anyway, that's part of random news. We are going to get to the Googling here in a second, but just bear with me on this one for a second, because it's important to think about that stuff, because even as you relate it to your business, whether it's just you or you have a whole team, you really do have to think about that stuff, and you have to take these real life examples and bring them to the table for you, and ask yourself these questions. Like, if you were in those shoes, like, would you be okay with calling it that and just leaving it, or would you give the story, right? Like, that's what I'm kind of coaching you right here with, is whatever names that you come up with for your business and what you're doing, like, try to have that story of why. Like, what's the reasoning behind it? A lot of people will ask about Stupid Easy. Like, why did I name it Stupid Easy? Well, and that, for those who are new, this is my other business, stupideasy.com. That's an online course platform where you can learn and sell and share your courses. So the reason why I came up with Stupid Easy was because people loved the name. It was on the back of my business cards when I first started. It made people laugh. They remembered it, and it just clicked. And I knew there was something there. And so I ran with it. I was like, okay, I let it marinate. And then I kept running with it, right? I was like, okay, let's keep coming back to this. And then from there, the story will entice people, right, Paula? Exactly. From there, that's when the story started to develop into, okay, I was around online courses. I saw a problem. There's too much content being delivered to the end user, to the customer, to the person wanting to learn. They don't have time for this. They just need to know what they need to know and get out. And then for the online course creator, there was no real easy, non-techie platform for them to easily take what they know and share it with people, right? Like, how many of you guys have something that you want to share, but you're kind of intimidated because you're not a techie. You don't know what options are available. You don't really know what the best way to go about executing are, right? Like, that kind of stuff is what came up all the time. I mean, it still does. And so for me, that's when I realized, okay, that's something I need to take and run with it. And even though I don't need to be popping out all these online courses, you'll see some of mine are over there, but it's not the Ed Show over there. Like, right now it may look like that, but it's not the Ed Show. Like, that's supposed to be your show. Like, all of us. Like, that's a we thing, not a me thing. And so you have to understand that, and it takes time. So I know that it's going to be a 2 to 3 year process before that starts really, like, being out there, and that's okay. Like, I built it, it's there, it's good to go. Like, people can use it how they want, whether it's resources that they want to pull from it or whether they want to use the actual platform. Like, that's up to you guys. But I ran with it, and then that story is just making your life as a creator easier. Whether you're techie or not, it doesn't matter. You're still able to make it happen, right? So that's the kind of thing that you have to think about. Now, that ties up, or that rounds up our random news. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys and you got a lot out of there. I'm going to take a sip of water here. So, how many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys have Googled yourself? Let me know in the replay. Let me know in the replay. Let me know in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, you can let me know in the comments. I'm curious how many of you guys have Googled yourself before. And if you have, tell me, how did you do it? I know, that sounds like a weird question. Ed, how did you Google yourself? Well, I just, like, tell me. I want to know specifically how you Googled yourself. While you do that, I'm going to look here. Okay, Erica says yes. Mickey says yes. Perfect. Now, how did you guys Google yourself? Can you give us a little? I just typed my name. Perfect. Thank you, Erica. Yes, there's a lawyer with my name, Mindy. Okay, perfect. So you guys have done some market research. You guys are researching yourselves. I love it. And you're taking time to see what's out there. Now, I'm curious, when you typed your name, did you just type your name or did you do anything fancy with it? So like, if you typed in Mickey Webb, did you just type it in or did you add special characters or numbers or anything? Like, did you do anything else besides just type your name in? It's going to make more sense when I show you what's going on here. Now, the reason I am asking you these questions is because it ties into what we talk about all the time, is Mindy says just my name, cool. What ties into our everyday conversation, which is comment. The magic happens in the comments, and we're going to see that here. Erica says first and last name. Okay, cool. Paula says just my name. Awesome. Okay. Just type my name. Perfect. Okay, cool. Now, this stuff is going to blow your mind, you guys, in a few minutes when I show this to you, but I'm going to back up for a second and talk about why we're doing this for an episode. So I had one of our viewers, Anna, who shared over on the business page, because, I don't know, did you guys know that you can not only tag the business page, and I'm telling you about mine, but you can do this for any business page for the most part. You can not only tag the business page most of the time, but almost all the business pages, mine included, have a community tab. Have you guys ever checked that out? Have you ever clicked on someone's community tab? Let me know in the comments. Basically, that is when a page allows you to post on their newsfeed, on their wall. It doesn't show up, though, in the normal newsfeed. So if you went just to my page after this, you won't see it in the main stream there. You have to actually click on community and then go over there. And actually, I can show it to you, too, if you guys want. But there's this whole section where you can literally, for most pages, unless they've blocked it, you can actually go and share your information, meaning your feedback, your questions, whatever, on somebody's page. I don't think a lot of people realize that, or if they do, they're not remembering to utilize that feature, right? Because we're distracted. We have so many other posts to go through, and we have so many other ways to communicate through Messenger, through email, through text, through calling, whatever. Like, there's just a long list. But there is that option for the community. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. It used to be posts from others. Yeah, so it will depend how the pages are set up. And let me just pull, well, I won't pull it up quite yet for you guys, but I'll prepare it on my side because, it can take a little while. So when it comes to that community tab, like, check it out because it's interesting sometimes what people will post, how they utilize it or don't, because here's the thing. As most of you probably know, business pages were pretty dead for a long time, right? Like, it was personal profile, grab a business page, skip actually being active on it, go straight to a Facebook group. Now that the algorithm has changed, people are still with the Facebook groups, but they're starting to realize that they have to still do something with their business page because that's kind of like the funnel, right? Like you want to get people to your business page. That's kind of your storefront window. Then you kind of move them elsewhere, whether it's to a Facebook group and or your website or whatever. Like that's kind of the stream there. So you have to think about that stuff. Now, when it comes to your actual page, there is a spot, and I'm going to pull it up here on the computer. Give me 1 second to get this to go here. Make sure I'm opening up in a different web browser because I want to show you Well, it's part of our lesson today, you guys. It's part of our lesson. So that's where we're going to go. It will take a while for it to load there, but that's what you're going to want to think about is the actual feed. You want to see, okay, like what can I do? Where can I go? Perfect. Here it goes, and then go from there. Let's see. I don't even know what that is. We'll just deny. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me just go right over here and get rid of that. Okay. So if we go over to community, and I'm going to show it to you guys in just a second. I'm just kind of preparing all of this so that way it's just there for you. All right, so let me go ahead and flip my screen. We're going to go to 3. Okay, so this is just, I'm in a private browsing window, meaning that it doesn't have like my normal login information, all that stuff. And this is my page. You notice that I'm not on the home page. I'm actually on the community tab. And then you can actually see what visitors have posted, and then it will show public here. But I think because you have to be logged in, it's not showing that. There we go. So as you can see, there's been some action going on throughout here, you know. There's my big old face. Okay, cool. So you have to think about how you can use that, and you kind of have to always instruct people about that too. Like you have to let people know that it's there for it, so that way they can actually utilize it. But it is a feature that you could have on your page. And sorry, it's going to flip back to me in a second. There we go. Okay. Boop. That was quick, right? So think about that when you're using your Facebook page. Now, the reason I bring that up is because it came up from Anna. She had actually posted on the community there, which you can see later if you want, but she posted on the community wall that she did a Google search for herself. And her results were really interesting. She explained that she found out that through her Google search, and actually I have it up on, let me see. I actually have it up on the page. So let me go back. I'm going to flip this over for you guys, and we are going to see this real quick. So Anna did a Google search, and you can see here I did one just to show you. And on page 2 of 19, look what pops up. Well, that's interesting. How is Anna tied to me and my website? Well, let's click this and find out. Can anybody guess while it's waiting? Dun, 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 dun. Look at that! It was an Ed Talk TV episode with our good friend Susan about how to price your product. Would you look at that? Now, isn't that something? That's pretty cool. It's going to load the video there, but that's pretty cool. Somewhere here in the comments, because I have this fancy cool system that brings all the comments in, somewhere in the comments is that link to Anna. Now, that showed up on page 2 of Google for Anna's name. How cool is that? Now, I know you may not be a believer. Just for that one, you might think, okay, cool, like Anna got lucky and her comment was just really, really good, right? So I took it to another step, and I decided, you know, let's just check and see about Erica. Well, if we go to page 3 for Erica, whoa, look at that! How the like button is killing us. Let's take a look. It's also Ed Talk TV, episode number 30. Well, isn't that interesting? Look at me, there we go. Now, I know, you may not be a believer on this one either. You might think, okay, cool, like Anna and Erica just totally got lucky and they just showed up. So I wanted to do one more just to be sure that I helped you guys out with this. So I chose Mickey. And if we go to page 2 of 1700 results, and we scroll down here, well, look at that. Episode 38, How to Launch a Consulting Business. Isn't that interesting? Yes, Erica, we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to get to like the little details that you might be picking up here. So here is the one. Oh, and look, it's actually with Mickey. Like, how cool is that? So when you are Googling yourself, and we're going to talk about like what you might be noticing here, but I want you to understand that, and I'm going to bring it, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back, bring it back to the way back. It takes like a few seconds, you guys. I'm trying to make that like faster, but it's not me, it's the program and my internet. So there we go. Boom. Okay, so when it comes to comments, I'm telling you guys all the time. Now you hopefully you're a believer. We're going to go back and we'll dive a little deeper here. But you are going to see that the comments really do count. Like, it's not just Facebook telling you, yes, comment, have that engagement. It's not just me telling you. It's part of the online game. You have to comment, which is why if you think about it, forget Facebook, forget social media for a second. Let's just go back to the bare basics. When you have a blog posts, and you're trying to get your name out there, what do? It's no social media, right? Like, this is a pop quiz for you guys. You have no social media available. You just stumble across a website. It has an awesome blog, and you want to try to build your SEO, right? We talked about this the other day. SEO is search engine optimization. Mickey had just mentioned SEO. It's how you get found on Google, which we're going to talk about that here in a second. So you have no social media to promote your stuff, right? So what can you do to help build your credibility, help build your online presence, just at a bare basic minimum of what we used to do all the time before social media? Blog post comments. That's why you hear everyone tell you, oh, you have to have a blog on your website. Because the blog is where technically you would be adding new content regularly, which means it gets fed to Google and saying, hey, there's some new content over here. Check it out. See if it's any good. And if so, let's bump it up on the search results, right? Like, I'm really dumbing things down right now. So there's that part, right? You actually have the blog, you post the blog post, you try to have what's called keywords in there, which are the words you type into Google. As you saw, those were the names that we typed in. Then from there, whether or not that's your post, when you read a post, you want to comment. Why? Yeah, Brenda, it is hard, I will say. So yes, we can definitely talk about that in a second too, about no comments on my blog. Blog comments these days can be very hard because of social media. If we have time, we'll get to that. But what I want to pretend for a minute that we have no social media, right? Like you just knew me and we're just on this awesome FaceTime together, right? So we have no social media. We only have our website. We only have our blog. We post our blog posts, and then somebody happens to stumble upon it because they did some search on Google and it brought up our blog post, just like you saw here. Then from there, you read it, but you didn't leave. You dropped a comment first. Why? Because it builds your online presence. Now, you can't just drop one comment and think, okay, cool, I'm going to be on Google somewhere sometime soon. No, it's not going to work like that. You have to, I'm going to use it. Are you ready? I'm going to use the H word. Are you ready? Earmuffs. You have to hustle in the comments on blog posts. You need to show up. You're already reading the articles. You're already paying attention to whatever it is that they have on their blog. And when I say blog, you guys, I'm not just talking about your technical blog on your website. I'm now including articles that you read on CNN.com, on You can tell I don't get out much. On Mashable, on whatever fashion website you're on, whatever mommy blog you're on, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't have to be just somebody's personal website. I'm talking like, think big, right? Whatever it is, you want to comment. Remember, your job is to show up, deliver, and engage. Well, if you show up to someone's blog, that's step one. Deliver, in this specific example, would be to actually read what they're putting out there, right? And then you engage. It's that simple. And you can leave a simple comment of, that was a great article. But if you actually took the time to read the article, pop in a sentence or two about what was great about it. Make it stand out a little bit, because that's how you're going to get noticed, right? That these are simple steps that you can do. Again, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes a long time. I'm going to tell you it's years before you really start to see that start throwing into Google, and when you start seeing people really recognize you. You guys, I have been doing not just the blog post comments, but like commenting just in general across the board, specifically the last 3+ years, hardcore. Like, right now, I will admit I haven't done it as much outside of, our group here on Ed Talk TV, just because I'm doing other things and I have client work and other things like that. But I will say that that is how I got noticed, is because I always showed up, delivered valuable content in the comments, and engaged in the comments. Like that's the magic, you guys. So from there, that's how you get noticed. And so when we see these things pop up, like we just saw here, and let me take it back so that way you guys can actually see something else besides this face. So when you see things like this pop up, you like that little swoop to the side? When you see things like this pop up in the search results, and Mickey didn't have to post this. She didn't post this. This is on my blog. I didn't do anything extra special, because actually, this is a great example. Look at this. I didn't do anything special here, if I can go back to it, for this blog post. You can see there's a title here, and there's barely any content here. You guys, with my blog, I have shifted my focus, if that's the right word to say or use. You get it. I took my focus this year, and I moved away from having to force myself to write articles every week, because I didn't want to sit there and edit all the time. I didn't want to sit there and try to make sure that every word was correct and all this stuff like that. I need to keep it moving. Like, I am good with the videos, which is why when you go to my blog, you will see that it's all video for the most part. I have other blogs where I'm trying to clean those up so that way I have some of the content brought over here, but that's a different story. But for me, blogging right now at this moment is all about Ed Talk TV, which is another reason why I spend the hour each day, Monday through Friday, with you guys, delivering this content that is free, because it's there for you to engage. It's there for you to reference back to. You don't have to always go hire somebody. You don't have to go hire me, although you can whenever you need to be more specific with your business, of course. But you don't have to, because you have these resources, right? It's just like if somebody has a podcast, or if they have their freebie for their email list, or if they have, their own YouTube videos. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's my blogging here. And you can see that I don't have much for the actual copy, which would be keywords, listed on here. But I do have Mickey's name here. I do have Mickey's name here, which that's just from the title. And then it also shows up in the actual title, which is what Google picks up the most. So just understand like that there's not a lot of work going into my blog right now, but it's still showing up for people like that. Yeah, Bernadette, exactly. And you need to do that as well, because I know you are doing crazy stuff with your videos, and I'm just like, wow. I'm better on videos. I think I need to just do that. Yeah, you gotta go, you guys, you gotta go with what works for you, okay? I don't want you to force yourself, because here's the thing. If you force yourself, yeah, I hire people to write my blog for me. So that's cool. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I didn't want to always hire somebody to help edit my stuff and then keep going back and forth. Like, you guys, you know me, I got so many things going on. Like, I'm running a couple businesses. I love what I do. I have my client work. I have you guys. Like, we are good. We keep things moving forward. So I didn't want to have to keep going back and forth every 5 seconds on one blog post when I can do this so much easier, right? Like, for me, again, you don't know what you get when you show up here. You know that you're going to get a ton of value, and you know that it's going to be well worth the hour that you invest with me, but you just don't know specifically what we're going to cover, because I go with what comes up in the conversation, which is what you should be doing too. So video works, which is why my blog is there. Now, let's jump into Googling. Let me take a look real quick at Mindy's comment. I was thinking the same thing, especially with graphics being able to, oh yeah, oh yes, Mindy, okay, cool. Mindy brings up a great point. Great point. We got to put the camera back for a second here. So Mindy put, I was thinking the same thing, especially with graphics being able to show things without a billion screenshots. That was another thing that drove me nuts, you guys. I will be honest with you right now, because it's probably going to help you with whatever you're doing, is that when you are creating a blog post. Now, again, this is for me. This is just for me and how I deal with it. And things can always change. But for me, being the main go-to guy, right? Like, for myself and my blog, it would drive me crazy to figure out the images, because this is all stuff I love to do for everyone else. But when it came to me, trying to figure out, okay, what image am I going to use? What's my branding going to be for that? And how am I going to label the title of the image? Then I'm going to have the title for the blog post. Then I have to have it edited a couple times to make sure everything's there. Then I got to have a click to tweet. Then I have to have a quote that stands out. Then I also have to have links that go out and XYZ. And I can do that. It's no problem. I can do that for anybody else. But when it came to me doing that, specifically for myself, that felt like busy work. And I don't like that feeling. So I had to figure out something else. I was like, this is just not going to work. Like, I have a lot to say, and it's just so much easier to do it with video or audio, because I've done audio too, you know. And so for me, I was like, oh, we got to figure something out here, because this is just holding me down. And I know how the word blog holds you down. Right? I know, even if you're watching the replay and you're not commenting, I know that blogging, the word blog holds you down, and it has one of those negative, it just feels like, oh, blog, I'm going away, you know, like that's how people feel about blogging, right? Like, you can tell me, you can be honest. If you love blogging, awesome. That is awesome, and that is cool. Like, all about that. Right, Bernadette? You know, I'm trying to make you guys laugh on a Thursday. Weekend's almost here. What's the best platform to do videos and slides? Oh, there's some really good ones out there. SlideShare, I think, is one for slides, Paula. So you can check that one out. Mindy, plus you can put them on your YouTube channel, which is Google. Bam! Mindy, you can drop the mic and walk right out. You are good, but don't leave us. Don't leave us. We need you still. Stick around. Blog is like journaling. Not going to happen. Yeah, that's how it feels sometimes, right? Like, it just feels like you're weighed down. And we are so blessed and so privileged to now have not only audio, where we can do our podcasting, but we have live video, you guys. Live video. And thankfully, Facebook wants live video. So that's a double bonus. On top of that, you can do so much with it. So much. You can see here, and you can also go see in the training if you want to. But there it is. Bernadette, however, I do copy and paste my blog to Medium and LinkedIn. They get more reads there. Smart. That's called repurposing for those who are new or just need it to be pointed out. Repurposing. That's today's word. Feel like a teacher. Preacher, teacher, here we go, right? Like, There we go. We had our pop quiz. We had our praising going on. We had our mic drop. We had our word of the day. Okay, we are moving through today's content. Okay, so now when we talk about Google, and of course, by the way, I'm not telling you to not blog. If that's your thing, cool, do it, and that is going to help when you go back to SEO. Like if you need help with SEO, look up just what is SEO. You can type it into Google. You can go search my Pinterest boards, whatever. But know that you still need content. You still need copy on your page to have that search engine, in this case Google, pick you up, right? Like they sort of pick up somewhat videos, but there still should be copy. And bonus to you if you can do the whole transcribing of your video so that you have the copy and then you put it on the blog post and you just have like this awesome blog post that is watchable, readable, and listenable, if that's a word. That would be awesome. Like that would be ideal for all of us, right? But I'm not there. I'm just like, I just need to keep things moving and put it out there, and you guys can absorb how you like. There you go. So keep that in mind. Now let's go back to our screen here and take a look. Now, given what you've seen, I am just curious. Oh, it doesn't actually show you on here. Let me see. I am just curious. Okay, so you'll see that I said Ed Troxel, which, hey, that's me. I heard about transcribing services for your videos. Yeah, Mindy, there are plenty of services out there for that. It can be somewhat expensive depending on how long your videos are and who you use, but there are some out there for sure. I'm trying to think. I don't have the name off the top of my head, but I think on average it's about $1 a minute, so you can run with that. Now, I just did Ed Troxel, literally just like you guys said, typed out my name, just like you did, right? Automatically, and this is in a private browsing window on Safari, which I don't normally use, so that way it's more accurate. So you'll see here that this is a paid ad. You can see that that's an ad. Oh, this is page 2. Where am I at? Let me go back to page 1. I was searching earlier. Okay, there we go. So you can see Ed Troxel, right? Just plain and simple, and then here's the results as they come up. Then you'll see there's images, and then you keep going down, and there's my social media accounts. Awesome. Now, that's another reason to be on social media for that SEO, which Bernadette pointed out nicely with Medium and all of that. Yeah, Rev, thank you, Minnie. Rev is the most popular one that I know people have been using. You can also, well, maybe we'll do a episode on how you can transcribe for free. See, you guys, you almost always get me to just throw it all out there in one episode, and I have to remind myself, like, pump the brakes, Ed. Take it back. Take it back. And I know you guys are saying, no, give it to me. Let's do it. Come on, my pen's ready. So if I go over to page 2, here's some other stuff. This is super old, you guys. Like, I don't think I can actually get in this account anymore. Look, 2011. 2011. I don't even know if, let's click on it. I don't even know if this account or this thing is still running. Well, it obviously is still running, but I think I tried to get into this account a while ago. I'm not going to try to get into it now, but I just want to see what content's on here. Oh yeah, so I was able to update my profile. I need to get rid of this because this is old. But you guys, I only wrote one article back in 2011. Look at that. 2011 on, if I recall, this is kind of like a Medium type thing where you have all these different things. I literally wrote one article, 2011. It shows up on page 2 of this. Like, who knew, right? Like, who knew? So you have to understand, like, there's different things. Oh, look, there's Stupid Easy. There it is, as a team member. Awesome. And Stupid Easy is still fairly new, you guys, from being published. So it's awesome that it shows up there. There's a blog post. Look at that. You have Huffington Post. Coursecraft, you have all these other ones, Kate Dozier, Perfect. That's all just by doing a quick Google search of just my name. Now, are you ready for this? Well, let me go back to page 1. So we saw on page 1, just as my name openly like that, we'll just look at these first 3 here. Then if we go over here, do you notice anything different? Anything different? I'm just curious if you guys can pick up on it. And it may not be these 3. I'll give you that hint. And then we kind of scroll down and we can kind of see a little bit more here. But any ideas of what's different here? That's right. I added these guys. Now, why did I add those? Can anybody guess? You can see over here I did that too for Anna. We did that back over here for Erica. There it is. We also did that back over here for Mickey. Any wild guesses of why we put those there? When you do that, so there's all these little tricks, right? There's all these crazy little tricks that you can do. But if you want to get the most complete and accurate search results, you can search for things like your name, your email address, your home and work address, your city, your phone numbers, like that kind of stuff will help. But if you put quotes around your search, Google will then know to search for the exact phrase, which is why that comes up, which is why these start coming up. Now, for the most part, I think both pages for me are the same, pretty close to it, but that's why I have those quote marks there, because it helps you get a more accurate search result for that exact phrase. Now, this can work not only for your name, but your market research. Now, notice that it pulls up other things. This wasn't really an SEO episode, but it's really good for one, right? Now, I could add more here, but let's just go with online, we'll say business courses. So now it's going to pull up everything that has business course in there, right? Like it's giving you a more exact search results for that. Of course, this is a good area to pay attention to. Does anybody know why? Even if you're watching the replay? This is a good spot, and give me a second, I'm going to tune in on my phone just to make sure I'm not missing anything as well. This is a good spot for you to pay attention to the actual recommended, because that is where you're going to have other ideas come up for what you want to search for. So keep that in mind anytime that you are going through your search results, whatever you're searching for. Make sure that you look at the bottom of page 1 for your related searches. This is going to help you. We should probably do another episode at some point around this, I'm thinking, and some of the SEO tricks. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But that's how you're going to be able to Google yourself and Google just in general whatever it is that you're looking for. Now, I will mention another tip if you guys want it. I don't know if you guys really want another tip because that was a lot and you're probably still writing. So I don't know. I'm going to take a drink of water and then we'll see if we should share that next tip with you. So, you want another tip? Another search tip? Another reason I should say, why you want to Google yourself. I don't know. I don't know if you guys really want this. I don't know. Are you guys hearting this up? Are you guys going to drop anything in the comments? Because this is a good tip. You're going to be like, oh, dang, Ed is good. Ed, Like, how many of you guys are already saying that? Yeah, this guy. But this tip is going to be good for you when you are trying to keep your digital life together, which, by the way, here's a bonus tip. It's not the regular one, but here's the bonus. If you don't have it, get 1Password, the number one password app on your phone. Don't worry about the computer version. Get the one on your phone. It's free, and it will save your life. That was a bonus one. So Mindy's hearting it up. She says, yes, like, Ed, can you tell us already? Time is close, and I want to know before I have to go. I get it. Erica, yep, exactly. This is the money right here. This is why you guys show up. So when you are Googling yourself, because you're all going to go do that right now, and actually it would be awesome if you end up sharing what you find. If anything like jumped out at you, you're like, oh, I didn't know about that. You know, kind of like that business to business or business to community from 2011 comment / article I wrote. Like, think about that, right? So if anything does pop out at you, let me know. You can either let me know in the comments here later on the replay. You can post to the community tab, or if you can remember tomorrow's episode. But I'd say do it in the moment. So either comment here later or on the community tab. Anyway, the tip that I want to give you and leave you with is I just deleted an old resume from, oh yeah, Prezi, that's right, that I didn't know popped up. Yeah, so there, see, Erica's already doing the work. You guys are good. It should be like a disclaimer at the beginning of the show, like, warning, you need 2 devices to be able to watch this presentation, right? Because you have to watch, and then you also have to go do something, because a lot of you guys like to just go and do it right away. So shout outs to you. It's because she's got that nice MacBook Air on top of her iPad and her iPhone. So Erica's like doing the thing today. So, all right, I'm getting to it. Jeez. So the tip that I want to leave you with is when you Google yourself and you start seeing all those search results, what I want you to do is get a notepad, get a spreadsheet, possibly that would be easier. I know spreadsheets are like, get a spreadsheet. And I want you to start copying the link to all your profiles. Right? Like, why would you want to do that? Why? Tell me why. Because it makes your life easier later when you need to make changes, when you need to update your profile. Because remember, it's not just Facebook that you have to update. It's not just Twitter. It's not just Instagram or LinkedIn. There are a ton of profiles out there. You have so many profiles that you're unaware of. Like that one I just showed you of mine, my 2011 one. I need to try to log back in there to see if I can change my bio again, because that's old bio, that's old news. Like, I need to fix that because that's still getting some SEO love. That's good SEO juice. Like, I need to try to get it to my website, right? So keep that in mind, that it will be easier if you invest the time now to go through and start making notes of all of those links. That way, they're just one click away, just like me, right? So keep that in mind. Why did my phone type be happy? I was trying to type because Mickey, your phone knows what's up. It knows what's up. It's like, Ed is happy. Ed is good. We love Ed. Let's be happy with Ed. I know it's kind of cheesy, but you know, I gotta leave you with something. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, you guys. This was a blast. I was so glad that you guys tuned in and that you're sharing this and you're commenting with each other. And I just hope you have a fantastic afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you're at. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. And I look forward to seeing what you guys find about yourselves and your business possibly. Take care.